Hello, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Silvana. I am a certified functional nutritionist, and I like to cover topics pertaining to women's health. This month, we are covering the topic of epigenetics. If you'd like to learn more about that, click on the YouTube video I'm posting below, which goes a little bit more in depth on that topic. It's essentially the way your genes are affected by lifestyle factors. Today, though, we're going to be covering methylation and epigenetics and a little bit about nutrition as well. So if I've lost you at methylation, stick with me. Hopefully I'll gain you right back in explaining it in just a little bit, a few more minutes. And don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Now let's dive right in. DNA methylation is the most extensively studied mechanism of epigenetic gene regulation. Increasing evidence indicates DNA methylation is labile in response to nutritional and environmental influences. Alterations in DNA methylation profiles can lead to changes in gene expression, resulting in diverse phenotypes with the potential for increased disease risk. So let's keep going. Okay, now let's cover some basics. Methylation is the transfer of one carbon methyl group from one molecule to another that either activates or deactivates that molecule. It is the process by which our epigenetics regulate gene expression. This single carbon metabolic process is mediated by enzymes such as MTHFR, COMT, CBS. Each person's genetic fingerprints in the form of single nucleotide polymorphisms or SNPs dictate how efficiently these enzymes work. Methylation is greatly dependent on the presence of certain nutrients that act as cofactors to keep the process moving smoothly. These methylation nutrients include choline, betaine, methionine, folate, vitamin B12 and B6, as well as certain minerals like magnesium, zinc, and sulfur. You can go ahead and read the bullet points as to which aspects of the entire body methylation is going to affect. I want you to pay special attention to detoxification, and hormone biotransformation, as well as several other. And you'll notice it literally points to the entire body system, not just one, not just two systems, just about the entire body system. So let's keep going. Let's dig just a little bit deeper. Particular attention has been focused on folate and MTHFR and other potential gene variants that influence folate metabolism and methylation. In those with MTHFR gene variants, folated folic acid metabolism is inhibited, such that the vitamin is not actively reduced to its active form 5-methyltetrahydrofolate. In such cases, methylated B vitamins, including naturally derived 5-MTHF, are often recommended, and synthetic folic acid is specifically avoided. This is to prevent possible buildup of unmetabolized folic acid, which is potentially genotoxic and may pose health risks. You can pause to read the remainder. I'm going to keep going. Let's dig a little bit deeper about nutrition and methylation. Diets naturally high in methylation foods can be used to support methylation either with or without supplementation. In addition to the vitamins and minerals present in food, certain phytonutrients have epigenetic activity that support methylation balance. It is worth noting that pesticides put a strain on methylation pathways. Many phytonutrients are considered methylation adaptogens as they have been found to influence DNA methyltransferases, or DNMT. DNMT are the enzymes that carry out methylations and are therefore the transcribers of epigenetic influence on gene expression. DNMT regulators include curcumin, ellagic acid, lycopene, quercetin, resveratrol, rosmarinic acid, and sulforaphane. Supercharged methyl foods: dark leafy greens, cruciferous vegetables, liver, beets, beans and legumes, okra, mushrooms, seeds, turmeric, rosemary, berries, and tea. Let's keep going. I just wanted to bring this study up very briefly. You can pause to read it. It basically talks about a pro-inflammatory and an anti-inflammatory diet for epigenetic factors. But I wanted to read the conclusion to you really quickly. The current study provides evidence that healthy, normal weight individuals who consume a more pro-inflammatory diet are at risk for upregulation of inflammatory genes, or turning on those genes. However, participants were protected against the negative impact of their diet if they reported having greater social involvement, suggesting that fostering social relationships may serve as an important protective factor in the relationship between diet and health outcomes. The reason I wanted to mention that is because an entire body, or a holistic, a functional healing, is not just about working out and nutrition. It's so much more than that. And social relationships play a significant role in all of that. But let's keep going. This is where I get to talk about my favorite topic, gut health. Because even the most nutrient-dense, incredible diet could be leading to nutrient deficiencies if your digestive system is not working properly. And it's not just about gas. Mental health, sleep, autoimmune, cardiovascular disease, hormone disorders could potentially be pointing to gut health. It's that important. But let's read about it. The gut microbiome is an epigenetic effector that influences host gene expression. Recent studies suggest that the host is also able to influence its gut microbiome through epigenetic changes, including histone and DNA modifications, affecting host gene expression of immune genes, gut barrier function, and through non-coding RNAs. The outline is bidirectional epigenome microbiome axis, which embeds environmental variations and could mediate rapid adaptive evolution of host microbe relationships. New tools for epigenetic engineering allow us to investigate the causality of epigenome microbiome axis and offer alternative approaches to engineering beneficial microbial traits. Targeting host epigenetic mechanism of microbiome regulation could provide new treatments for gastrointestinal disease or dysbiosis due to epigenetic dysregulation. Let's keep going. Okay, and now to another one of my favorite parts, nutrigenomics. But before we get there, I want to remind you to hit that subscribe and like button. It really helps me in the YouTube universe. Now let's get to it. Personalized nutrition, also known as nutrigenomics, focuses on providing genome-guided, customized dietary advice and interventions. This approach, which considers an individual's specific nutritional needs, genetic makeup, health status, lifestyle, and personal preferences, is gaining importance with advancements in our understanding of genetics, metabolism, and nutrition. You can pause to read the remainder, but I'm going to skip towards the conclusion of this study. Nutrigenomics and personalized nutrition represent a promising bridge between genetics and nutritional intervention, aiming to transform healthcare by tailoring dietary advice based on genomic insights. This individualized strategy could prevent chronic disease, maximize health, and improve well-being and longevity, highlighting the need for ongoing research and cross-disciplinary collaboration. The importance of bioindividuality, this absolutely highlights that. We are all different, we're all unique, and we have a very specific story that got us to the point that we are in our current health status. There is no one-size-fits-all approach. Not one dietary theory is going to work for everyone. That's why it's super important to work with a professional that can tailor a lifestyle that is going to fit your your genes and your story the best. This is where functional nutrition really shines. But let's keep going because we have a little bit more to cover. Okay, and lastly, just a little bit more about nutrigenomics. According to the Institute of Functional Medicine, nutrigenomics in response to diet. Nutrigenetics investigates how a person's genetic profile impacts their body's response to food, influencing absorption, metabolism, and potentially how they respond to nutritional interventions. In tandem, nutrigenomics is the science that explores how foods affect someone's genes. In other words, what effects do nutrients have on a person's gene regulation and expression? Through epigenetic mechanisms, variability in how individuals' genes respond to the foods they consume, and how foods interact with someone's genes may be at least partially responsible for the variability of glucose response and overall dietary impact. Differences in the microbiome and gut microbial genetic expression across individuals also likely play a role. This kind of goes back to what I said in the previous slide, but this is also another example of why your friend's protocol of maybe the paleo diet or the ketogenic diet with her concoction of supplements may not have worked for you. Because unless you have an identical twin, there is no one else that has the same genetic makeup that you do. That is why personalized nutrition, personalized care is absolutely crucial, especially when we are dealing with chronic diseases, with gut issues, with potential metabolic issues, with mental health. It takes personalized nutrition to support your individual body. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit that click that subscribe and like button. And next week, we'll continue the conversation about this topic and stress. I believe it was stress. Have a wonderful day.